Hello everyone, welcome to The Green Man. Hope you're all doing good and well. So for this midweek review, I'm reviewing the 12th studio album from Behemoth and their release Opvs Contra Natvram, which I've tried to pronounce correctly. And it's 43 minutes and it's 10 tracks. And in the lineup currently of Behemoth, we have Nergal on rhythm, lead guitar and vocals. Inferno on the drums. You'll notice I'm not trying to pronounce their names this time. These are their kind of band names, I guess. And Orion is on the bass guitar. And this is my first time with this band, and to be quite honest, this isn't really kind of metal which is so much to my taste. I guess I do like black metal and I do like death metal, but there's something about this style of, or this take on those genres, which isn't quite so much for me, I guess. But trying to separate that from the review and from the music as much as possible, I did find there were parts of this album I enjoyed, particularly more stacked towards the end of the album. Actually, the album's second half, I thought, pretty much outshone the first half for me quite a bit. But I did enjoy it overall, I think. It took me a while to sort of, I think, get into the album a bit because it's naturally probably not so much to my taste. So I tried to give it as many opportunities as possible. Since, hearing the album for the first time at the weekend, I've been trying to sort of digest it as well as I can with all that's happening in some of these tracks. And I'm going into some of the tracks. Actually, the first track was this sort of very atmospheric industrial kind of flavored opening called Postcode Nirvana, which was okay. It didn't do a hell of a lot for me personally. The Deathless Sun was one of the singles, and that was okay. I really liked the guitar solos in that track. Actually, I thought they were definitely a highlight from Deathless Sun. I got a little bit bored of that chanting of "I am nothing" and "I am no one." I don't know how many times he did that during the track, but it just felt a little too often for my liking. Still, overall, it was an okay track, I guess. Of My Herculean Exile, I really quite liked this one, I think, but it took till towards the climax of the track for me to get into that one more, which is kind of towards the end. Overall, I suppose the track was, again, I wasn't huge on it. Neosparticus, that was for me where the album, I think, got quite a bit better. Liked the dynamics in that track, and I really liked the bass work from Orion in Neosparticus. There was some really good groove accompanying the main sort of guitar rhythms, and to me that stood out. Even in my early and later listens of the album, Neosparticus is probably still one of my preferred tracks on the album. Off to War had a pretty cool start and build up to that track, although again the rest of the track didn't do a hell of a lot for me. For me, the highlight on this album was maybe Once Upon a Pale Horse. Had more interesting kind of rhythmic arrangements in that track. Reminds me a little bit of the kind of track you might get on an Enslaved album from the 2000s, like Ruin, or maybe even Below the Lights. I really dug Once Upon a Pale Horse. And if you were to ask me to play any track from this album, or the one I like the most, I'd probably select that one, I think, out of all of them. And Thy Being Eternal was pretty cool as well, with a nice sort of, I liked the mood of that track and the use of the backing vocals. I thought really enhanced that track pretty well, and I just like the mood of that one. The album closer, also pretty good to my mind as well. But on the whole, to me, this was a bit of a mixed bag. As I say, first half wasn't very keen on. Second half thought was quite a bit better. So I think as a final score for this one, I am going to give this, I think it's maybe, I'm feeling a very solid 6. So I'm actually going to give this a 6.5 out of 10 for this review. So what did you think of Behemoth's Opvs Contra Natvram? But how does this compare to their other records as well? And being brand new to Behemoth, are there any albums you think that you could recommend that might get me more into this band? Are there any classics from them that you think I should listen to? Just let me know in the comments. If any Behemoth fans out there, then I would love to hear from you. So I guess that's it for this review. Just to let you know of the next videos planned on the channel in the more immediate future. Well, there isn't going to be a Friday review this week, unfortunately. That's partly because I am away for one of my kind of weekends back in my old hometown. But I will still be on Sunday doing a Dark Horse disc collaboration on Megadeth's cryptic writings this time. Additionally, we've got another sci-fi favourite TV episodes coming up very soon next week, and that will be on Red Dwarf's Time Slides, one of my all-time favourite Red Dwarf episodes, and I'm really looking forward to rewatching that because it's been a while since I watched Time Slides, and I think it's just a brilliant Red Dwarf episode. If you're not familiar with Red Dwarf, it's a British sci-fi comedy series and possibly my favourite comedy series of all time, let alone, you know, the sci-fi aspect of it. It's just hilarious. At least I used to find it pretty, you know, it's kind of very off the wall and kind of kooky, but there's lots of great jokes and one-liners in it and great gags. It's just a great show. It was just a great show. Anyway, from me, everyone, thanks as always for watching this review. As I say, let me know what you thought of this one in the comments. Otherwise, till next time, everybody take care for this evening. Bye for now.